It's often said, but not loud enough in the sales world. Empowering frontline sales managers is the single greatest growth lever a company has. Sales enablement, which focuses on equipping individual sellers, is also critical. But it should be the outcome of manager enablement, not a substitute for it. Yet, sales managers, regardless of title or rank, have the fewest tools to build their team's capability to execute consistently and confidently. That's assuming they even have time left, after a whirlwind of meetings, urgent requests, admin, and constant firefighting. In smaller companies, they're often carrying their own sales target too. This is why we've built something different, something ambitious growth and scaling companies badly need. A tool that gives sales managers a permanent backroom team, one designed to train, coach, and enable the sales team at scale, so managers can finally do what they've wanted all along: focus on strategic moves, build team confidence, and provide the guarantee of month and quarter growth everyone expects. Each link on the left introduces key elements of sales manager enablement and how an AI-powered platform can become a ready-to-use toolkit for any team size. For sales leaders and managers, this is breakthrough thinking and tooling. For companies, it becomes a powerful growth engine, amplifying strategy, unlocking ROI, and driving consistent performance. Sales and sales management are complex, with many moving parts and hundreds of critical skills and knowledge points, and every one of them must reflect your company's unique voice, value, and differentiation. Until now, training to that standard, let alone scaling it across people, time, and geography, was virtually impossible. But with the breakthrough of AI, that's changed. We've built an AI-powered sales training and coaching platform that acts like a full backroom team, available right from a sales leader's desktop. Already in use across 20-plus countries, it trains, coaches, tests, and certifies every team member, starting from onboarding, fully tailored to your company. These AI agents can explain anything, from your core value proposition to the perfect opening question on a sales demo. Managers can go even further, shaping the message with their own insights and company-specific context. Your AI backroom covers it all: messaging, discovery, outbound, inbound, objections, FAQs, pipeline, product. Now, managers have the power to deploy knowledge and shape skills instantly with a single lever from their desktop. As a manager, your role is to deliver knowledge and shape skills that build a distinctive level of fluency, one that enables every salesperson to stand out and clearly differentiate both themselves and your company in every interaction. Now you can deliver that knowledge, skills, and fluency, KSF, from your desk to any location at any time, confident that it reflects exactly what you want your sales team to learn, practice, and master. The platform's playbook engine does the heavy lifting. It builds personas, value propositions, and guided practice sessions using your existing content, enriched with our subject matter expertise and a practice framework designed for fluency. The learning paths on screen show a typical onboarding setup for new sales hires, structured at the team or individual level and built to accelerate competence and confidence from day one. Did traditional sales training actually work? And how could you have known if it was landing, let alone making an impact? More importantly, how would you know if a salesperson was truly becoming fluent in your company's story? In the past, you couldn't. You waited for them to gain undefined, unobservable experience, or hoped they'd hit the ground running. Then you crossed your fingers that it would eventually show up in the pipeline or in closed deals. But managers had very little control over that, even when they shadowed reps or spent hours explaining everything, war stories and all. Enter the backroom team. Now the AI bot can clearly and succinctly explain any knowledge or skill point. Here's how the progression works. Passive mode. The rep starts by getting familiar with the language and concepts. Active practice. They move into more interactive conversational engagement. Proficiency mode. Their fluency is scored and assessed based on standards the manager defines. Take the chart you're seeing now. It tracks a new hire learning to articulate the company's value proposition in their own words. It took just 7 practice rounds to reach the 80% proficiency mark. That's not 7 months. It's hours or even minutes. Fluency builds faster and deeper because the environment is focused, repeatable, and free from the pressure of live calls or high-stakes conversations. And yes, this fluency transfers to real-world selling. If it doesn't, it may be time to revisit how you're screening for candidate fit. In fact, some clients now use the platform at the recruitment stage, auditioning potential sales hires, just as you would in any role that demands articulate verbal performance. If fluent, confident sales communication is a growth standard for your business, the tools are now available. Let's say a salesperson has been practicing, building proficiency in core messaging or a specific part of a sales play, like presenting indicative pricing. Now imagine someone asks, "How's the new rep progressing?" How would you answer that with real accuracy? Enter the coaching bot. Each salesperson is assigned their own coaching agent. It tracks their practice, monitors their progress, and updates their coaching report, daily and weekly. You'll be amazed at the level of detail delivered in a clear, structured format that highlights what's improving and what comes next. This is the kind of support managers have always wanted to give their reps, but realistically, never had the time or tools to deliver. The report begins with a performance trajectory, so every salesperson can see whether their curve is going up, down, or staying flat. The platform's playbook engine connects all the guided practice, feedback, and scores to build a complete picture. It also breaks performance down into key areas like messaging, discovery, and more. And here's the real breakthrough. The report is visible to both the salesperson and the manager. So, for the first time, you're working from the same data and can build a true coaching relationship focused on measurable growth. We want to highlight a powerful feature, the recordings library. At the end of the day, why do we still hire salespeople, regardless of seniority? One big reason is to have a human channel that can deliver quality, differentiated dialogue, the kind that protects and amplifies your company's true value story. But that level of fluency doesn't just appear one day. It's not a gift. It's built through learning and practice. With the platform's recordings library, managers can listen to sequences of recorded practices and literally hear a seller's progress, not just in the words they choose, but in how they articulate them. This is one of those capabilities you're either improving or you're not. You're either at a baseline level or you're setting the bar, delivering with clarity, confidence, and impact. That's why, for example, we can reasonably expect that within 20 working days, a rep should reach an acceptable level of recorded fluency in key areas like value proposition delivery, handling FAQs and objections, and positioning next steps. Compare that to the old model, where you'd catch brief glimpses of a rep's language on a live call, hoping they'd just pick it up over time. It might happen, but that's not a reliable plan, especially when performance is needed now, not eventually. This platform enables a coaching relationship built on clarity. The recordings become a tool for improvement, not judgment, and that's the point. The platform handles the infrastructure of training and feedback, so the manager can focus on what matters most, the relationship and the growth. A lot of companies now record their sales calls, hoping managers will review them and coach for improvement. But it rarely happens, unless you have an entire team dedicated to listening. It's just too time-consuming. A smarter approach? Start with the practices. Every issue you'd spot in a live call, from weak messaging to poor decision-making, could have been identified, addressed, and corrected during recorded practice, before the meeting ever happened. And not only is it more effective and efficient, it's also dramatically more scalable and cost-effective. Imagine you're meeting with a salesperson. It doesn't matter whether they're a new hire going through onboarding or a more experienced team member. In one scenario, you meet them knowing they probably haven't yet developed the skills or knowledge they need, so the meeting can't progress beyond the basics. In the other, you meet them knowing your backroom team has already done the heavy lifting, transferring core knowledge, building skills, and creating fluency in your company's value story. The second scenario is not only more attractive, it's far more productive. You're no longer troubleshooting the basics. You're meeting to talk about advancement, progression, and how they can move to the next level, because they've already engaged with the standard you've set. When you use our platform, you'll quickly see who's helping you build an A-player environment. In any great culture, the team is helping the leader to set and raise the standard. The bigger point here is this: your enablement platform, powered by its backroom team, has taken the burden of the basics off your shoulders. From your desk, you can see who's progressing, review engagement and coaching reports, and set up meaningful one-to-one conversations. That frees the manager to focus on higher value work. You no longer need to be the trainer, or even the coach. You get to play the role of mentor, guiding performance, sharing perspective, and helping your team grow. And that means your own knowledge, your unique insight as a manager, can now be fully focused on developing each salesperson's performance, including their potential to grow their earnings. What you're seeing is a real example of what happens when salespeople use guided practice, powered by AI, to master their core message. This graph shows a seller going from a 50% score to 80% fluency in just 7 short practice rounds. Each session only 10 to 15 minutes. The key isn't just repetition, it's the guidance. After every attempt, the platform delivers precise feedback: what to improve, how to adjust, and where to level up. The goal is to exceed an 80% score, which gets a bit harder in the later practices. And the results? What once took months, sometimes years, to develop, like message fluency and confidence, is now happening in under 2 hours. That includes mastering not just what the company does, but how to speak with authority, clarity, and conviction. In their own words, they can now use real-life experience to smooth out delivery and then go back and find new, high-leverage improvements that can transform lead and opportunity generation and management. For new hires, this is a game changer. It's not just about core messaging. It's a pathway to fluency across every stage of the customer journey, from first touch to renewal, upsell, and expansion. This is the power of guided practice, and this is how modern sales teams accelerate their personal impact. Everyone has so much more potential if they have the right tools to enable them. As a manager, you can now shape an entire sales training, coaching, and enablement program for the team, or for an individual, right from your desk. This is a powerful lever for a busy sales manager. It does the work managers have never been able to get to, while greatly enhancing the coaching relationship.